The president using sexism and maybe even bringing up the specter of racism. Is he using that so Americans will go out and vote for Hillary Clinton? And what about the real issues? He's being blasted by doing that by critics. We've got Carnegie Mellon University professor Kiron Skinner with me now. Kiron, what do you make of this?
I think it's unfortunate because in the final stretch of the campaign, to insult the collective intelligence of African Americans, to American males, and to others who may not want to vote for Hillary Clinton, is to suggest that the self-esteem of people is so low that if you kind of suggest that they're racist or sexist, they will vote for the candidate that you're pushing, when in fact for African Americans in particular, they need to hear the deep policy issues around what's happening in urban communities and what Secretary Clinton represents there. You didn't hear that in President Obama's speech, and he didn't talk about his record on black unemployment and the high poverty rates in the black community nationally, but instead he talked about, racism and sexism and blaming and pointing the finger at the Trump campaign. I think black voters are a lot more sophisticated than that, and that's why Hillary Clinton is not polling as high, and also the last 8 years have not been gracious to African Americans. Just think about the unemployment numbers alone. So I think that it's just really a desperate attempt to hold on to some lead in North Carolina and then make sure that Trump does not in the final stretch do better with voters of color.
It's interesting, Professor, you bring up a good point. Real Clear Politics poll, Trump leading 2 percentage points in North Carolina. Is this because of this divisiveness, do you think?
I think it's actually because African American voters, many of them are breaking for Obama because they care about jobs.
They're breaking for Trump or breaking for Trump?
For Trump. They're breaking for Trump because they care about jobs like all other Americans. There's nothing unique in that way for blacks, and job creation is race neutral. And it has been Donald Trump who's talked about economic growth more than anyone in the Democratic or Republican field this time. And also blacks have some reticence about Hillary Clinton because she represents the establishment. And I think that that's a big concern. The establishment has not been good for black voters.
Professor